MCOC inputs are broken. It's not client-side, it seems. We'll look into something that has been spreading through the contest for a little while, but it's been getting worse in the last few days. Rare new 1-star champion is entering into the game. Who will it be? Battlegrounds bugs are not fixed. Let's see what's going on with that, because that's important and needs to be dealt with. And where is this Ascension feature for the game? Yes, hello everybody. Welcome back to the MCN for Friday. Here's Deadpool.
Hold on. Well, it seems as though you're a horse trapped in a people body. Giddy up.
I've always felt that way. Yeah, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe with post notifications on all, please. Also, it means that I can stop looking like this because my boiler's been fixed today. Fingers crossed. I think the person that's fixing it is going out to grab some parts now. Yeah, I just don't want to look like some kind of like old Bernie Sanders. Yes, that's what Bernie Sanders looked like when I think he was like sat in something. I don't know. I'm not American. I've just seen an image of him just kind of like there in his mittens like this. But yes, hopefully that's not going to be me anymore. Also, just to warn you, it's not really a warning, it's just to alert you that the Summoner Royale, which is a tournament where you can win money, and this is basically you going up against members of Kabam staff and other people in the community. If you like first-person shooters and you like Apex Legends, then you can get involved with this particular tournament. You can win money. Like, do you want to win some money? Well, you can win some money. You can get involved with it. Link in the description down below. There's a Discord for this, and it's all set up and raring and ready to go. Your final date for sign up is the 16th of February, and it will be taking place on the 18th. So sign up on the 16th, and then it's the 18th when everything starts and the tournament begins. It should be a lot of fun. I might be commentating. Way. In any case, let's get on with the MCN. The MCN begins with a brand new 1-star. So something that I didn't know already was that well, I knew there's a little 1-stars in Marvel Contest of Champions swipe game, and you can tap as well. But also, didn't realize that there was a Captain America. Yes, Captain America 1-star seems to be entering in. Very unusual as to like why it's being entered in, what's the need for it, what's the desire, why is the time, is there significance, and that's just really it. I think we've gone past the 80th anniversary, I think it is. Maybe something to do with, is the 85th anniversary coming up, and that's the kind of reason for putting it in? Do not know, but it was interesting to know that babe, wake up, a new 1-star Captain America has dropped. You're damn right, people want to collect these things. It's like Pokemons. Don't you want to collect them all? Gimme, 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 you know? So yeah, that's the first kind of like bit of small news to kick things off. Is there something brewing that Kabam kind of want to do something? I don't know. And now let's do a Battlegrounds issues roundup. So there's actually quite a few. There's some things that really, to be honest, it's a little bit disappointing at the moment. One of the key things, for me, like looking into the objectives at the moment, I've had no objectives for the last like 2 days. It's great because I do not have the time to do Battlegrounds at the moment. I'm too busy in other areas, and I've got to catch up. I've even got to like post a Thronebreaker guide at some point. That's got to be done. But yeah, it's like the issue here is time, and when is this going to drop? When will the objective drop? When will the objective drop? For those who know the Lonely Island and SNL references, people know that stuff, don't they? But yes, like what is going on? There's more stuff though. Something that and by the way, on that particular objectives situation, there's not been any response. I think some people have it, some people don't. It's kind of weird. Like, level 41 Thronebreaker account has objectives, but nothing on my main account. Weird. So, is this is this progression specific? It's very unusual. It's not unusual for Kabam. It's not unusual for it to be a Kabam thing. But yeah, no word as of yet, and we, in the dark. Oh, hang on. An update. When was that update? Yesterday. An update on this topic. We'll be exploring resource package. Oh, for summoners will be unable to complete Battlegrounds objectives at the launch of this current season. Timeline is uncertain, but it will take a bit. Thank you for your patience. So compensation. Were you injured playing Marvel Contest of Champions and feel that you need to get some sort of reparations? Then you might be entitled to compensation. Here at Marvel Contest of Champions Injury Lawyers for You, I deal with many cases on a daily basis of players that have been harmed In the pursuit of playing Marvel Contest of Champions, we can guarantee you compensation in Marvel Contest of Champions, commission free. I don't know. That's meant to be a joke, by the way. To be honest, I was watching an American stream of something, and it came up with like, "Hey, have you been injured in the workplace?" "I have, Susan." And it's just like, "Call the line now. Operators are waiting to take your calls." And I was just like, that is just it. We need that for Marvel Contest of Champions. A line to go, "Hello, my name is Cedric and I play Marvel Contest of Champions and the game's broken. I need compensation." "Yes, we'll get you that compensation today." Yeah, so you're playing, and it just like, boom, just conks out. I think I did showcase the video of it happening, where you might be playing, timeout, and you come to the end screen, and you lose. And you shouldn't have lost. You should have won. And it's so weird, because it's like a timeout loss, and it's really bloody frustrating, because you can just like lose straight off. And there's been no kind of like fix since last month. It's just incredibly disappointing. It's still apparently a bug that's being investigated, but I really think that if there's bugs with Season, which is incredibly competitive not PvP, because it's not PvP, PvPe or whatever it is. You know, this stuff is important. A loss sets you back, right? And if you should have won because of a bug, then that's not fair. You don't get refunded any of your Elder Marks, you do not get refunded any of your energy, and you do not get refunded any of your time that you've lost in this particular bug affecting you. And that's a disappointing thing. And this is something that I think that Kabam needs to spend a bit more time between these seasons, like saying, okay, well, you know, we don't have to wait a week. Let's wait 2 weeks and flash out the bugs. I'm sure players would appreciate these bugs being fixed before a new season of Battlegrounds is launched, just to kind of like just get the mode into a really good crispy state. It just, for me, just like makes it really stinky that it's like it still runs with bugs. But in any case, it is still something that's affecting players. It's still kind of like, and this is bad. If this is a case that this player has, you know, what was it, Silver 3, Silver 3, Silver 3. So that's 3 games in Silver 3 this player has played, and he hasn't won them. That again sets them back massively, because it's like, well, again, like that's lost time. That could be about 40 minutes of time just lost, because that player should have then gone up to the next progression. It's just not on. It's just not good enough. It needs to be dealt with. And as I said, if Kabam could just wait an extra week before then kind of getting into fix these bugs, I'm sure that players would appreciate getting the mode into a tip-top fashion, a tip-top state that players can really enjoy it. Next up, and on to inputs and the game being broken. I don't know why I'm using bunny ears, because the fact is there are elements of this game that aren't in, we've just seen, where it's not kind of like in a crispy state, where things are just smooth, buttery, performing well and stuff like that. Yes, video games break all the time, but there's stuff at the core element and core levels of this game that need to run. Like when you tap on the screen, swipe on the screen, you expect that particular function, input to response, to work. Yeah, that's like when you got a controller and you've got to click on a button and you're like, okay, well, when I click on the button and it works. The same thing when you move around with the stick. It's like it works, right? All those key functions within a game that need to work. But a lot of people the thing is, it's not just about February being like dropped inputs and issues and stuff like that. This is something that has happened over time, especially since 2021 July time, when we had the issues of inputs, and then Kabam spent a lot of time to reassess like how inputs were with Marvel Contest of Champions, and they've never really got back to that kind of like really crispy state prior to around about June time 2021. But this month, a lot of people have commented on performance issues. Now, do bear in mind, this is different from person to person, device to device. But there is evidence out there to show that. And a lot of the time, Kabam do disperse this by going like, oh, this is just client side. It's your fault. It's client side. It's your fault, by the way. It's not. Especially when there's perfectly good evidence. I mean, this is amazing to see, like, here, Super Duper Boo. Saw this. I like the way he did the cloud music. So what is really important now is to see this. Now I'm going to replay this because I'm sure people first off will not see what happened, but you're going to see it. So what Super Duper Boo has got, or Super's butt, he's got the tracker, the input tracker. And this is like at times where you kind of people, I guess like Kabam look at people like, oh, they're just kind of saying this, and it's like, oh no, it's not. No, inputs are fine, right? Look right there. Like, do you know what I'll do is I'll put a red circle for the people that don't see it, right? Let's get the red circle into place, right? Swipe. Didn't move. So on the subject, Kabam Jack says that the team is currently has input issues under a microscope. The issue with the reporting of these issues is that there is a tendency of players to automatically slot an issue into the input issues category. Additionally, there is a confirmation bias, which leads to some false reports that could be chalked up to user error. If you're encountering issues with inputs, please try to be specific as possible. If you have videos to accompany your posts, those are much more helpful. Good, we've done that. Beyond the inputs, what else is happening? We've seen a couple of posts saying the game is unplayable and stuff like that. A blanket first step in all of tech support is the classic turn off and on. We see reports of unstable improvements after hard closing and reopening. The biggest problem with kind of like saying that is that, well, is at the point that it's costed you as a player revives, health potions and stuff like that. And we look at the situation from my video on when was it, yesterday, and like it's like, oh, you know, I just hard closed because I've lost the champion. That's great, isn't it? I mean, look, here's the example right here. If I bring this into shot, I just stood still, like I'm just static, just absolutely static, like right there, and that's the point of me being hit. Where is it? If I just put it in there, I'm just static, like, and I've swiped on it. Like, do I have to? This is the thing with kind of like, I feel. Is it nervous or kind of, what's the word? Yeah, I guess it's kind of like it's nervous about playing Marvel Contest of Champions. Like, do I have to record every single fight that I'm doing, how I was playing within it, and other stuff? It just feels like, why am I doing this level of reporting for each and every fight if I see that there's a problem or there is an issue? That's so weird. I understand from a games developer perspective they need feedback on and stuff, but I just find it so weird that me as a player, you as a player, by the way, have to do all this element of reporting. It is like, this is like the police in the UK. It's bureaucracy gone mad. They spend a lot more time doing paperwork than they actually go out and doing patrolling. So it's like, I'll spend a lot less time playing the game to a lot more time reporting on stuff that's going on within a small space of time that I've been swiping and tapping in this game. It's a very odd situation with it, especially compared with other games and how they particularly function. But it is what it is with this stuff. Kabam are, well, what seems to be taking it very seriously, and yeah, like I've submitted a report to Kabam on this based on some of these particular questions. And what I've done is I've provided Super's evidence and my evidence, and kind of looking at, and now do bear in mind there is kind of like a triangulation that both sets of footage were defender against the wall, so I don't know if that is linked in any kind of way. It's just again like a case of like stuff like you can't swipe back and go into a block, so two inputs are very close to one another. It just doesn't feel like these inputs are in a good state, and how Kabam kind of classify them. Well, I'll tell you what, something I'd recommend Kabam to do is to put together a list of how all inputs are kind of categorized, because if there's if the Kabam go, oh, well, they're not in the same category, well, what is the input categories? Give us the categories and go, oh, well, it's a little bit of A, you know, it's a little bit of D, or it's a little bit of F for whatever example. So I think that's something that Kabam need to work on, is categorizing, giving us the categories of what these particular issues are. Final story goes over the topic of Ascension. Now, if you remember a little while ago, Ascension was something that Kabam had tipped for us to help players reach the point where they can begin building out their collection of relics and 7-star champions. We're also going to introduce a new champion Ascension system. Ascension allows players to perform additional limit break rank ups on a 4 to 6-star champion. This gives the most active summoners the ability to increase the overall power of their roster. Ascension will give 6-star champions enough of a power boost that their strength will be compared to 7 stars, and give players plenty of time to build their 7-star rosters before making the move to using them more extensively. At the risk of editorializing this, by far the most important part of the current progression roadmap. And what is most excited about is there's anything you can take away from this post, it's that we're extending the longevity of your 6-star roster and empowering 5-star and 4-stars for champions, for summoners who are battling their way towards the heights of Act 7 and 8. So it's kind of, I think this is like a catch-up thing, and it's great. It will be great for new players and also for veteran players as well for the 6-star rosters. I'm excited about. I don't know what it will mean for the impact on things like not relics, but Battlegrounds and stuff like that, because this is the problem with, like, it's all good for this stuff until it starts impacting into competitive areas, and then we got this kind of like fairness which is just kind of stripped out and makes it incredibly unfair. Also, will there be some sort of like premium based thing to it? My concern with Kabam is, it seems like if we've got Ascension and Relics have already got this kind of like premium edge, they like, if you kind of spend money, you'll be able to get the best relics quicker, faster, and stuff like that. Yes, they haven't been overly game breaking, but we'll talk about that in another video. But it's still a case of like adding it more to this that meets the eye. Will it be like a pay to win type thing? I mean, I've already stopped spending in MCOC a long time ago. Was that a long time ago? We're going into year 2 now, so it's not really a long time ago. But it just kind of like reaches a point of like, well, what kind of impact is this going to be for pay to win and stuff like that. But in any case, what have Kabam got to say about the information about it? Will they be doing any information? And Jack says Ascension is still part of the progression roadmap. We haven't said anything more on the topic, the same way we haven't had anything to say on the topic of 7 stars. That information will be becoming available with time. And what are we in? We are in February. As a lot of you know, there was I hadn't done a video about the leaked Act 8.2 stuff, but that is potentially April, which is great for me because I think I'm going to be done, well, fingers crossed, going to be done with EOP objectives by then, and what the reward's going to be for Act 8.2 will then shape and form go into stuff like the release of 7-star champions. And I really hope my first 7-star champion is a banger, but we'll have to see how that drops. Yeah, exciting times are ahead, and that has been the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thank you very much to those that support the channel as a YouTube member and as a patron. You're on screen right now. Also, those that support on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. We got a back-to-back win in Warzone last night, which is great. I should live stream some more MCOC. I will try and do that, but I'm bit busy at the moment, but I will try to do some MCOC live stream when I can. Thank you very much for the support in any case. And finally, check out some other stuff that's located on screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video. Lots of videos still to make on the new monthly content. Cheers everybody, have a great day, bye bye.